What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the show. Hopefully everyone's having an amazing, swell day. Look, that moment that we've been waiting for, all of us been waiting for. You know, the one chart, the one signal that says the entire system is about to flip. Well, yeah, it just flashed. Everything we've been tracking, from the ETFs to the acquisitions to the institutional flood, it is all converging right now. XRP just hit the signal that we have waited years for, 8 long years. And the timing lines up perfectly with what the big money's been setting up behind the scenes, behind the curtains. So hey, buckle in. This isn't the top. This is the trigger. I don't care about the price right now. It doesn't matter what happens today or tomorrow. It matters what happens 30, 60, 90, 120 days from now, folks. This is not how a bull market comes to an end. This is how a bull market gets started. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you never miss a video. And make sure you please press that thumbs up, folks. The more people that press the thumbs up, the more that YouTube will continue to push this content. That is how important that single little thumb means. I'm telling you, and guess what? It is free. Without further ado, please sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice cold drink, and let's get into it. Markets look absolutely awful. Bitcoin 103,941. It's down 3.6%. ETH coming in at 3,500. It's down 5.5%. XRP, yeah, buddy. It's coming in at $2.26. It is down 5.87%. Now, look, I'm very transparent. I'm honest. You ask me, you're going to get the truth. Sometimes people don't like that answer. Other times people do because they appreciate the honesty. What am I doing right now with my XRP? It's very simple. Nothing. I've held this thing for 8 freaking years. I know it is worth more than $2.26. I know it is being manipulated. If I have to ride this thing out for another 4 years, guess what? I'll do it. If that means waking up to an alarm clock for the next 4 years, I will continue going to work for the next 4 years because I know it is worth more than its current value. Now, do I believe in saying that the bull run is over? 100% no shot, folks. We have ETFs coming. We got institutional money coming. They are shaking the damn tree. They want you out. It is working. They are doing exactly what they are set out to do, and it is working. I will not sell a single XRP before institutional money has entered into XRP. It is that simple. It is that clear. I will ride this thing all the way back down to 20 cents. It's not going there, but you understand what I'm saying. If I had to, and I will ride it all the way back up to that double-digit territory. I've rode it once before from the top to the bottom. I rode it twice in 2020 from the top to the bottom. I will be prepared and strapped in to ride it again and then to officially say I have held XRP for over a decade without selling a single one. That is how serious I am about this. XRP is worth way more than $2.26. Now, I'll probably understand you like, Rip, but that's all they're going to give us. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. But I understand the deep value, and I understand what Ripple is doing, and I understand that XRP needs to be a higher price in order for this thing to freaking do what it's supposed to do. You're dealing with banks and governments. It takes a very long time. Is Bitcoin going into a bear market? Maybe. Is it done running? I don't think so. I still think Bitcoin's going to get 140 to 170. I think we're going to make another run towards its all-time high region. And if we get rejected, I think then it's safe to say that Bitcoin is done for this cycle. And I've spoken about that, especially with the people who've done one-on-one calls with me. If you haven't booked your call, you should probably book your call. The call is worth every single penny. You will walk away with so much knowledge, and you will walk away with even saving more. But you know what? That's up to you to do. But we talked about this exact scenario. I know that was a long intro, and I know I babbled a lot, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to do it. Now, let's get over to this because Tom Lee's out here. He's predicting that the S&P is going to go to 7,500, that Bitcoin's going to 200, and Ethereum's going to 7,000 by the end of the year. Very bold predictions for the next 60 days. Could it happen? Of course, it's crypto. Anything can happen. It sounds crazy. I look, I get it. We have to understand when Tom Lee makes predictions like this, Tom Lee is privileged to information that us, the general public, doesn't get because of people that he has in his contact book and his address book and who he sits into the room with. So he clearly knows something here, right? I firmly, deep down inside, don't believe it's done. I believe with all this institutional money coming in, I don't believe it's done. And look, worst case scenario, let me just run this by you. If it is done, we aren't going to see a prolonged bear market. Why do I say that? Because you got to think about this. At the end of 2026, beginning of 2027, you're going to have your pension funds and retirement funds finally coming to life. They will be in play. So you will see money we'll call it every bi-weekly, but I know some people get paid every weekly, but I think most of America gets paid bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks, you will see an amount of money investing into these crypto products through the retirement accounts. When you have a flood of money like that, like we have never seen before, prices can only go one way. So if we do, for some crazy reason, not get a true alt season, not get a true parabolic blow off top on Bitcoin, well, your alt season or your bear market isn't going to last that long. These markets are completely different. They're not going to act like 2017. They're not going to act like 2020. Every 4-year cycle has been very, very different, folks. Now, look, I Trust Capital. You know, I'm working with them. They're working with me. And I'm going to make a full video on them because a lot of people have amazing questions about this. Okay. $100 funding bonus when you open an account with them. iTrust lets you invest in your crypto inside of a tax advantage IRA or PCA, meaning your trades can grow without those painful capital gain hits. That's right. Trade XRP to XLM to Bitcoin. Do what you got to do over 80 something assets, and you don't have to pay a capital gains hit on it. You keep your crypto in regulated institutional grade custody because everyone loves their institutional grade custody. They use Coinbase for institutional grade custody, Fireblocks, and Fidelity, and you're able to build your long-term growth the smart way. So if you believe that, crypto is here to stay and this is the next wave of institutional adoption, you should open an iTrust and you should fund it every single month or every 2 months or every quarter. Just throw a couple of bucks away in there and let this thing grow for the next 10, 15, or 20 years. And then you're able to cash out tax-free and to see where it goes. Now, here's the moment we all been waiting for. DTCC. Yes, the DTCC you're thinking about. They just listed nine XRP ETFs under spot products. They know what's coming. They are being told to prepare. That means market makers are already modeling the structure, the filings, the supply mechanics, the creation redemption process. All of this is in motion. This is the same sequence that we saw with Bitcoin weeks before approval. When the DTCC starts preparing tickers, it is game over. That is your quiet green light signaling that institutions are ready to get in and to open the floodgates to start moving billion. Years of patience, folks. And this is going to be the moment. This is your XRP just got the green light, just smoked the ball out of the park signal. But don't forget now, because we got Ripple. They're not sitting still either. They just acquired Palisade, a wallet and custody firm built for institutions. That means that Ripple now controls the custody stack. Not just for banks, not just for fintechs, corporates, and crypto native firms who need secure storage and on-chain transaction tools. Think about this though. You got custody, liquidity, prime brokerage, and payment rails. That's the full suite of infrastructure that every ETF issuer and asset manager is going to need once tokenization goes mainstream. Ripple's not building hype here. They are building the full stack, the complete system. And now guess what? They own the vault. Do you understand what's happening and what they're doing? It is all coming together. Let's connect the dots. You got BlackRock's ETF expansion. You got BlackRock on stage at Ripple Swell today. You got Tom Lee's forecast. You have the DTCC's XRP ETF listings. You got Ripple acquiring Palisade. Jesus, I can't talk. And then you got the massive redistribution of Bitcoin from OGs to institutions. I was unable to show that to you yet again because I got on a little bit of a rampage, we can call it. Everyone, this isn't noise. This is alignment. Every piece is pointing to the same outcome, a full-scale liquidity reset. And XRP is positioned as the bridge that ties it all together. So yeah, the signal we waited years for, it just hit. The question now isn't if it happens, it is when it happens, because it is going to happen. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed. I'll catch all y'all on the next one.